It is pretty important since, especially with Jamie last week who got compromised and Josh D crypto, it's definitely pretty important. It may seem pretty obvious sometimes in terms of what really looks like a scam and what doesn't, and sometimes not. So we're gonna go over it to make sure that you guys 100% understand what things to look out for and how to avoid them. So we're going to be talking about phishing scams, which is a type of social engineering scam where essentially the scammer masks themselves as a person or like an entity with reputable status. So you essentially let your guard down, and at that point you've pretty much lost the information they're trying to retrieve from you. We can talk. Let's just start off with the Discord QR code scam. I don't know if you guys have encountered this before, but I'm going to drop a screenshot in voice chat. Give me one sec. So it would kind of look like this if you guys look at the voice chat channel. Um, so essentially, right, they'll invite you into their server. They're gonna offer you a job position. They want you to check out their server. And now you're looking at, let's say hypothetically the server is pretty well made, nothing out of the ordinary. After a quick skim, you're then asked to verify yourself via a captcha bot. For example, for our example, let's use Wick, right? As I showed in the voice chat channel, Wick is quite well known, and everyone knows that as a pretty verified security bot. And the first thing you should do at this point is to click on the bot and make sure that the username matches up with the real verified Wick bot. What I mean by that is, give me one sec. What I mean by that is, as you can see here, I got this from a screenshot from Serpent actually, but he went into a scammer Discord and he clicked Wick, and basically you can see how it says Sand Skeleton 5679, even though it says bot. So uh, a lot of people will overlook this thing and not check the actual username. I guess in this case, it's very obvious that it's not actually Wickbot, right? But it says Sand Skeleton, but they can actually name it like Wick and have like a completely different ID. It can be like 3279, whatever it may be, something completely different than the actual verified Wickbot. So you would want to check upon that server's Wickbot, and I think our server also uses Wick. So if you look at our own Wick, the real Wick username is Wick3938. So obviously that's a huge red flag, and you should not proceed. But let's say hypothetically you did proceed, and you didn't check the username, and you decided to go ahead and proceed with the verification. Like I said, you see the QR code, and Wickbot asks you to scan with your Discord app to log in immediately. So the first thing I want to tell you guys is you should never ever scan any QR code with your Discord app, no matter who it is, no matter who told you to do it. If it was me, don't do it. If it was Jamie or Sean, don't do it. That QR code is essentially the attacker's QR code in which they embedded into the bot, like my first screenshot. So as soon as you scan it with your Discord app on your phone, it will log them in to your Discord on their web application, and it'll also export your Discord token, and they can freely use that Discord token to log into your account at any time, which bypasses your two-factor authentication. And fortunately, you can reset your password, which will reset your Discord token. So basically, you're completely safe after you reset your Discord password. That's the good news. It's a pretty easy fix. You don't got to do any disk resets or things like that. Um, the next scam, it's kind of uses the same tactic. It's also a phishing tactic, but this one's a little bit easier to fall for since it looks real. But like I said before, it's most likely not. I'm pretty sure many of you have joined servers and came across a Discord captcha bot called literally captcha.bot. So, like our wiki example, the first thing you want to do is click on the bot, make sure it's the real one, make sure the username matches up with the real bot. Uh, Hypothetically, you did proceed, right? And you decide to verify yourself, and the bot tells you to click on the link. So, what I want to show you, to which I'll answer questions after. But for example, in this, right? So let's say you hovered over that link. They can actually hide a separate link in that encoding. So even though it says https dot colon slash captcha dot bot slash verify, it can actually be like captcha.io. It can be completely different because they can mask that to make it look like exactly like the real thing. So you don't think much of it. But most of the time when you hover over it, or let's say you right click it and then you click copy hyperlink and you paste it onto your Google, you will see something completely different. You can do this by encoding the URL, and the hyperlink can be completely different. And upon going onto the site, it can look like the actual capture.bot. Let me show you the real one. So so this would be the real one, but let's say you hover over it. Okay, guys, let's say you hover over that link I posted in voice chat. You see how it says https colon slash slash captcha dot bot? That is the actual link you're going to. But usually, an attacker or scammer would put something completely different. It will say captcha.io, but you wouldn't know that unless you actually took a look. And upon opening that link, you will be brought to literally the same looking page. And again, you won't think too much of it. Uh, yeah, exactly. It is very, very subtle. You won't be able to tell. So that's why when you hover over a link, guys, just make sure when you look at that link, there's no discrepancies, there's no like differences. Sometimes it'll be like the little things, like the dot isn't there or something like that. It could be captchabot.com. You wouldn't know, right? Unless you actually took a look. The next scam, it's also phishing, social engineering, is the bookmark method. I don't know if you guys have ever encountered this, but this one is a little bit different. So same thing as like the previous scams I mentioned before. They'll try to convince you and say, "Hey, I'm going to offer you a job and whatnot." They're gonna send you a Discord invite. And the difference with this one is that instead of masking a real captcha bot as a fake one like Wick or Captcha.bot or like Dino, right? They tell you to go on their website and they say, hey, in order for you to access our exclusive server and get the role, or you're gonna have to bookmark something and drag something into your bookmark list. And as soon as you do that, you've actually just exported your token to them. So this method is called this is called a bookmarklet method, which executes a JavaScript function or script which targets your Discord token cached into in your cookies, and it immediately exports it to the attacker. So I don't know if I can exactly find an example right now, because I believe I did have one a couple months ago. But basically, the whole idea is if anyone asks you to drag anything to your bookmark, if they tell you to save anything to your bookmark, do not do it because it's an executable JavaScript code which just exports your token to them immediately. So you don't want to do that. Um, the next scam is regarding downloadable files. Okay, this is also another form of social engineering, as is everything else. Someone contacts you and asks you if you want to participate in a demo for their Web3 or Web2 game, doesn't matter what it is. Just basically try their best to uh, try to pique your interest and make you download their files. And sometimes this can actually be from someone you actually trust because you'll let your guard down. Let's say, for example, let's say if I ever DM'd you, right, and say, hey, we want to look for a beta testers for example, Project Guide your game. Can you please download this and whatnot? And obviously, you would kind of believe me, right? But let's say you didn't know I was hacked. Like you would obviously believe me and then download it, and then you'll open the file. But as soon as you open the file and test out the game, your Discord token was already exported, and you just lost your account, and they can pretty much do anything with it. And so basically, you don't download anything from anyone, no matter what. Even if I tell you to download something, I will never tell you to download something. Sean would probably never, Jamie would never. Just don't download anything from anyone. Even someone you trust, like I said, they they could have been trying to be your friend for like the past 2, 3 weeks, and then trying to let you get your guard down and try to convince you that they're making this NFT game and they want you to be their first tester. That's very, although it may sound very, very cool at that time, you don't want to risk it. You don't want to, I'd say you don't want to give them the benefit of the doubt. Um, you know, Not only that, when you download things like this, something you don't really know of, you're not only risking your Discord token being exported, you're worse, your machine just installed in malware, and now you're gonna have to remove that, or you might have to wipe out your entire disk and reinstall Windows and whatnot, and it's just a big headache. You just don't want to risk anything like that. Now today's topic isn't really about. Today's topic is we're mainly focusing on Discord security, but I do want to mention like MetaMask wallet drainer scams out there. At least like the simple things you should look out for, right? Uh, One thing I do want to mention is to never ever rush a mint, no matter what. No, waiting 10 seconds and doing a quick skim on a MetaMask pop up or like the website can literally save all of your assets. It can save all of your NFTs, your Ethereum, your other crypto. You just don't want to rush it. You don't want to take the risk. Never confirm or sign any transactions that you yourself are not sure is safe. And even if you're hesitating just a little bit, just don't do it. Just save yourself the time and your ETH and your worry. And honestly, you can pretty much avoid all of this anyways by just getting a ledger, a cold wallet, and storing all of your valuable NFTs and majority of your ETH in your cold wallet, and keep a few ETH. Let's say let's say if you know you're gonna mint something tomorrow or like the fall or like next week, and you know that amount, and let's say it was like point 0.3 price, have like point 0.5. So you have enough for the mint and the gas and the listing fee, for example, on OpenSea, right? If you have 10 ETH, you don't want to keep all 10 ETH in your hot wallet. Your hot wallet is basically the wallet that you're always consistently going to use. You don't want to keep 10 ETH there because let's say you did slip up, hypothetically, you don't lose 10 ETH, you will lose like point 0.5, thank God, right? So it's better to be safe, better not to worry about it. Let's say one day you did mess up, everyone makes mistakes, but in that event, you wouldn't lose everything. You just lose what's on your hot wallet, your invaluable NFTs, for example, and your little amount of ETH. Okay, so basically the key takeaways is to make sure you're always on the right URL at all times. When you're clicking a link, let's say you really need to click a link, you hover over the link, and then a little pop-up should show up and tell you what link you're going to. And if it doesn't, then what you want to do is actually just right click it, click copy link, and then paste it in the URL. Don't click enter, and see what it says. See, make sure that it's exactly what's shown. And never bookmark anything or drag anything into your bookmark. Uh, Always double check any caption slash verification bot. Make sure it's real. Make sure if you're doing anything regarding your logging in of Discord, you are logging into a site that you know is legitimate. Do not take any risks. Never confirm random transactions. Always be cautious. Like I said, 10 seconds could save you lots of money your entire time in the Web3 space. Never give out your seed phrase. Ever. Never, ever. Don't even type it anywhere in your computer, your phone, anything like that. Put it on a piece of paper. Never give out your verification codes to anyone, no matter who it is. never tell anyone your real email or your phone number because they can try to contact you from that avenue and try to convince you. Like I don't know if you guys know this, but it's actually very easy to spoof your number. And let's say like if I wanted to, I can actually text you as Apple. It will literally say Apple Inc. and you wouldn't know that, right? And that's actually important because if you guys didn't know, MetaMask actually, I believe it saves the wallet info with the Apple ID. So what you have to do is disable that functionality, I believe, in the Apple settings, in the iCloud settings. Because I remember some whale got hacked for over $650,000 because he thought it was Apple and saying that his Apple ID got compromised and they needed to text him the the uh the 4-digit code, but in fact they were just trying to reset his password and he unknowingly just sent the attackers the 4-digit code and they reset his ID and then they logged in and stole all. They basically took his MetaMask seed phrase and lost everything. Yeah, and that's generally the gist of it. Basically, just assume everyone is out to get you. I know it's kind of bad, but if anyone is suspicious or is asking you of anything to download anything, click on anything, assume that they're trying to get you because I personally think it's better to be safe than sorry. Sometimes in this space, you can't really trust your friends at all, your close friends. And I don't want to call anyone out, but I believe that is what happened in the space recently. But yeah, let me know if you guys have any questions. Oh yeah, I'll answer to is um I can compile a list for you. Mainly it's Wick, Capture.bot, and Dino. Those are the main three, I believe. Um Let me find. You know what you can do though? If you have your own Discord server, you should probably invite these bots into your own server. And so when you're like joining a new server, you can just cross check with your own server and click on the IDs because you know which are legitimate because they're literally in your server. So you have like captcha.bot. I can just give the links so you guys know which ones are real actually. So these are the real ones. You can invite them in. I actually might do that. You can actually just invite them into your server. And then when you invite them, those are the real ones. So you know their real IDs and whatnot. You know what they actually say. Any thoughts about risk of giveaway bots getting hacked and what to do to reduce risk as well? Okay, so I I would assume you're talking about, let's say, like AlphaBot or something like that, right? Right, Damon? Um, so in order for any custom bot to get hacked or any bot in general, since every bot is actually made by the community, someone within the Discord community, they would need the Discord bot's token. So in terms of AlphaBot, I mean, I trust Billy the Ape 100%. He's a developer of AlphaBot, but let's say hypothetically did get hacked. Um, you would check. Well, let me see AlphaBot's. Let's see. Let me see AlphaBot's messages. Let's see. All right. So you know how say you can enter within the Discord Entering within the Discord would be fine. You know how AlphaBots gives you the option to enter the giveaway via Discord, or you can view it in AlphaBot, the website. In that case, right, I what I would do is always enter from the Discord option. If you're actually like paranoid about it, if you ever see the Discord option disappear, and then you should probably, when you click view in Alphabot, it does like a pop up. Then you want to look at the actual link, right? Let's say for this example, it'll say this. I'll screenshot it. Uh, like this, right? Some of these pop-ups appear actually when you click on certain links or certain Discord buttons. So this is where another place you can check the actual domain. Like it says, like, hold up, this will take you to yada yada yada. Right. Sometimes, like I said, they can mask it. And honestly, back then I used to just quickly glance over it and click yep. Like, because I didn't think twice back then, but now in the Web3 space, you have to be a little bit more wary. So now, whenever this pop up appears, I always check to make sure that the link is actually what I'm clicking. And I think everyone should definitely do that. Never click trust this domain, by the way. Just don't need to do that. The scam happens when signing your wallet actually doesn't do anything. Um, I bel as I believe that it actually, if you mean like the wallet draining part, the wallet draining comes from you accepting and executing the transaction. At that point, when the pop up appears, it would actually say approve transaction all, or approve. I forget what the exact sentence is, but it'll actually say. So the signing part, I believe, because I remember I signed a scam website before, but I didn't execute anything, and nothing happened to my wallet. And so it's definitely the execution of the contract, because that's when you're actually interacting with the code that the scammer wrote. Yeah, set approval all is the sentence I was looking for. So so whatever they have that set approval for all function for that contract, that's what they're gonna drain. So that's why a majority of scammers would target the big shots, like bait Bored Ape, Mutant, uh Azuki, Gojira, if whoever they're going to attack, that's the contract they're gonna put in. It I don't think, like, when they're doing these drains, they have to actually specify. They can't just list, unless they put all of those contracts in there, right, and list them all out. But they're mainly targeting the very, very expensive NFTs. Can Discord invites be masked? Um, well, the Discord invite, I feel like, well, any link can be masked, right? Uh, but the rule, and I mean, not the rule, but the protocol you follow should still apply. Make sure the link you're clicking or wanting to join is the real one. I mean, I feel like the link, when you an invite link always changes, right? If you think about it, like, I can create multiple links. I can create invite links in many different channels, so the invite link will always be different, unless unless you create that a vanity link. Let's say if our vanity link is Project Jira. If we have that, no one else can take it. But if you do see it, then and they can actually mask that. But at that point, I feel like when you join a fake Discord server or like a server you're not intending to join, you still would follow the protocol of making sure that the verification is legitimate and just follow what I said. You should definitely be fine. Joining a server won't get you hacked. Doing the actions after that is going to get your account compromised. I can join as many scam discords like I want. It won't do anything to me as long as I don't, like the if I don't log in to a fake capture bot or like a fake wig bot and things like that. Same thing with like MetaMask. Signing won't drain your account, won't drain your wallet. The actual execution of the transaction will. Right, the actual drain doesn't happen until you execute because you're not interacting with their code like their draining contract until you're executing it. Random airdrop. So you mean like an open sea, right? You get like random transfers. Yeah, I get that too. What I would say is if you get that, literally don't click it. If you see something transferred into your wallet and you have no idea what it is, just hide it. That's what I do. I just hide it. I just wouldn't take my chances. Ooh, X2Y2. I have no idea. I don't use X2Y2. I probably should, but um, let me double check. It's kind of weird if they don't have a feature like that. If they don't have it, we can actually talk to their developer to add it. Sean is close with him. I would assume it's a pretty simple implementation. But yeah, the gist of that is if you're getting random airdrop tokens or someone's transferring you something that looks really, really cool, it's definitely not it's definitely not legit. Those mainly work on I feel like newbies. Well, I think everything works on newbies. Hey, fish and chips. I did not realize you have your username is CLAWIN D underscore D. Right. So they can actually so your ID is actually uh well your ID first of all your ID is unique, right? But the reason why like you said, the reason why people fall for these impersonations is because you can actually have different characters in Discord's username, and but then from the front end perspective you don't see those different type of fonts. So what they would do is find different Unicode characters that isn't too obvious. So I believe one time Jamie got impersonated, and all they did was like change the A. Like the A, you wouldn't be able to tell unless like you copied it. So in order to find out the actual uh the username of the person that is trying to impersonate you, what you can do is just highlight it, copy it, and paste it on Google Chrome. They'll actually, I think you would be able to see the little discrepancies in the characters. Um, and obviously in Discord's front end, well, in Discord front end, the font doesn't really process that way. To them, well, to everyone else, it's just like a regular letter, and that's why the user ID, everything after the hashtag can be the exactly same as yours. So it's honestly just Discord's fault. It doesn't visually show the different encoding in the font. I realized this mainly when I was banning a bunch of impersonators and names that said like Project Gojira. I was wondering how all of your names are Project Gojira with similar IDs, and I was also wondering why. So I have this bot that actually scans for usernames, and then it would just ban them immediately. But I couldn't find, well, like when I so my thing was like this. It was like that. So basically what that did is it would ban everyone that had Project Gojira's name on it, and like the account was suspicious. But I was looking at the logs, and it wasn't finding some people, some of the not attackers, but the spam users Discord accounts, because like the E was slightly different. It was really strange. I was like, "What?" I was like, "That's exactly what it says, Project Gojira." But when I pasted it in like a different text editor, I saw that the E was very distinctively different. Oh no, I've coded them. Like anything random, like I've coded them. Don't trust any random bot you find online, because who knows, right? If you don't know how to read the code, you just like run it and then boom, your token's gone. Yeah, yeah, exactly. What Solji said. Exactly. It's it looks exactly the same, like I said, but as soon as you paste it somewhere else, let's look at this. It's crazy. But it's stupid because Discord doesn't show it. It's crazy. Yeah, Discord and Twitter both. The first time I saw it, I was like, "What the heck?" Yeah, you gotta watch out for those. I believe one of our members got a couple months ago got scammed that way because he thought that the actual G was talking to him. And G felt so bad even though it wasn't G's fault. It literally was not G's fault, man. Oh, are you asking what link to use? Oh, this one. This is the link to use to yeah, that to translate the Unicode characters. Yeah, it's quite pathetic. But I think a lot of these methods are going to be less effective soon as more people are aware. I think more recently people are more vigilant now, so that's good. Let me know if you guys have any more questions, and if not, then I'll probably end it around 8:45 Eastern. Anyone from New York? Oh, my Twitter? Hold on. I would love to tweet more, but oh shit, do I even follow you, bro? Oh, okay, I'll follow. I totally did not forget to follow you. Last call for any questions. Most of these are quite self-explanatory, right, guys? It's just like the little things, especially with the link. Some people don't know that you can just mask a hyperlink. Some don't understand the QR code thing or the bookmark. These are very technical things. Like I think anyone who has like a slightest technical background would know it, but a lot of people don't. That's fine, you know. Everything's a learning process. No problem, guys. I realized I didn't like I think many of you have not heard my voice. So it's quite nice really. Very nice voice. Thanks. Sack attacking voice is better. Sack attacking's voice is nice. No, it's not. Don't be so modest. But yeah, thank you guys for coming. I'm going to stop the recording. Hopefully it works, yo. Me